Okay.
Your Honor, if I may be excused,
Yes, thank you, Ms. Edwards. Good talking to
you
you.
guys in the afternoon.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Okay, got the YouTube going and putting this on the record. All right, the court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 5370. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's office. A suit affecting parent-child relationship. There appears to be one minor child before the court. The parties in this case are Cesar Purchase and Ayana Davis. Let the record reflect that this matter was scheduled for a final hearing today, March the 25th at 8 o'clock, and scheduled for a Zoom hearing at 9:15. It is now 9:45. Mr. Purchase is not present at this time. The return on file indicates that he was served with citation back on November the 12th of last year, 2020. Mr. Purchase is not present at this time that the case is being called for a hearing, and there appears to be no response filed by Mr. Purchase at this time. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 40 Court here in El Paso, Texas. And we are appearing on this matter on a Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges here in El Paso, and the Office of Court Administration have permitted us to conduct our hearings remotely, and we're doing so in this Zoom application. Further, in compliance with the Texas rules that we have to keep our courts open to the public, this matter is being live streamed on the YouTube channel. And however, as soon as the hearing is concluded, that live stream will be terminated and will no longer be on the live stream YouTube channel. The hearing on this matter is being recorded on the computer-generated system, and that is the official record of the proceedings here today. I'll ask parties to conduct themselves accordingly as if we're in court. In other words, do not talk over each other. Only one person is speaking at a time, because sometimes the audio portion may not work as well as it normally does. All right, those are the general rules that apply in every single case. So with that being said, let me go ahead and call the case and ask for announcement by the Attorney General, Mr. Knopf.
Douglas Knopf, the Office of the Attorney General, requesting at this time to proceed on a default hearing.
All right, and Ms. Davis, are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I know you calling me, you're appearing telephonically. I'm going to ask that you raise your right hand so I can swear you in.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may lower your hand now, all right? Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Knopf, go ahead, sir.
State will offer as Exhibit 1 our notice of remote hearing. This is the updated notice that was sent to the non-custodial parent, Mr. Purchase in this case, indicating today's Zoom hearing with the relevant information, including time, cause number, date, logon information, alternate logon information. And this was all sent to the most recent email address that he had provided to our agency. State asks that Exhibit 1 be entered into evidence.
All right, States 1, the notice of hearing will be admitted into evidence.
State calls Ms. Davis. Ma'am, could you please state your name for the court?
Ayana Louise Davis.
What is the name of your minor child before the court today?
Alexander Michael Davis.
Who is the father of this child?
Cesar Purchase.
Is there any doubt in your mind about that fact?
No.
Has he previously acknowledged himself as the father of Alexander?
When he was a baby, when he was first born.
Where does the child presently live?
He lives with me.
Who makes the major day-to-day decisions for the child?
I do.
Has Mr. Purchase ever attempted to co-parent or be involved in the child's life?
No.
When was the last time Mr. Purchase saw the child?
I want to say 3 days after he was born.
So in the intervening 17 some odd years, he's not interacted with the child directly?
No, he has not.
And just to clarify, what is the age of the child?
He's 17.
When are they expected to graduate high school?
This year in June.
And if Mr. Purchase were to express an interest in seeing the child, under what terms would you feel most comfortable with that occurring?
I would be fine with him seeing him on the weekends. Unsupervised would be fine as well.
And has there ever been any family violence between you and Mr. Purchase?
And no, there hasn't.
When did you two separate as a couple?
I want to say in 2002, but we had been seeing each other on and off, and that's when Alexander, we have another child together, but in 2003 is when Alexander came into the picture. We were just seeing each other off and on.
So have you all lived together since that time at all?
No, we have not.
And Alexander hasn't gone and lived with him for any length of time during that?
No, he has not.
In the past 4 years, has Mr. Purchase sent you anything to help with covering the costs for the child?
No, he has not.
Do you know if Mr. Purchase has been incarcerated in the last 4 years?
I don't think so.
Sorry, could you repeat that? You broke up just a little bit.
I don't think he has, no.
Do you know if Mr. Purchase is able to work?
I believe he is, yes.
Do you know where he works?
I do not.
Do you know if Mr. Purchase has any other children besides Alexander?
Yes, he does.
Are any of those children under the age of 18?
No, Alex is the only one under the age of 18.
Understood. And do you know if Mr. Purchase has any additional financial resources besides a regular working job?
I do not.
These court orders, once rendered, typically include your contact information, such as home phone, home address. Would you be okay with that being included in the court order, or should that be redacted for any reason?
No, it would be okay.
Furthermore, once the judge pronounces these orders, it'll be my job as a representative of the OAG to draft them up. Would you want to review the black and white text before it is signed off on by the judge, or would you be okay with me preparing it and giving it directly to the court?
I would be okay with you preparing it and giving it to the court.
Understood. And how is Alexander covered for health care right now?
Medicaid?
Do you have access to private health insurance at all?
No.
Do you know if Mr. Purchase has access to insurance that could cover the child?
No.
Are you seeking for the government health care to continue going forward for the child?
Yes.
All right. At this time, the state will close subject to brief recommendations, or will rest subject to brief closing recommendations.
Ms. Davis, let me just, I just want to clarify a few things that you said. You said you would be okay with Mr. Purchase visiting with the child on weekends?
Yes.
Okay, does he visit with the child at all?
No, he's never seen him since he was born.
Oh, okay. And did you say that for that reason that you wanted the visitation to be supervised or unsupervised, ma'am?
Unsupervised.
Not supervised, okay. All right. Okay. And tell me again, do you have any specific dates on weekends that you would like for Mr. Purchase to be able to visit?
No, no. I would just like for him to visit his child.
Okay, all right. Okay, and let's see, Alexander's last name is Davis. You want to keep it as Davis?
Yes. Yes, I think that would be up to him since he's going to be turning 18 in a couple weeks if he wants to change it.
Okay, that's fine. That's understood. For the time being, his last name will be Davis. And then if he wants to change it later on, I mean, that's up to him. He will be old enough to make that decision.
Right.
And you may have mentioned this already, has Mr. Purchase, has he ever given you any support for the child?
No, he has not.
Are you asking for any retroactive or any back child support?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. You understand that if I do order any back child support, it would be limited for the past 48 months, 4 years.
Yes, I do.
And you said Mr. Purchase is not employed as far as you know, or you don't know where he's working?
I don't know if he's employed or not.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, thank you. Mr. Knopf, any other questions for Ms. Davis?
No further questions for this witness.
All right. All right, based on the testimony presented here today, I will find that Mr. Cesar Purchase is father of the child, Alexander Michael Davis. I established the parent-child relationship. Alexander's last name will remain Davis as you have requested, or I think it's in best interest at this time. I'm going to go ahead and appoint Ms. Davis sole managing conservator of the child. I'm going to order that any visitation be at any times, any reasonable times and places it may agree upon, under the following condition, that all such visitation be supervised by either Ms. Davis or any other person that she designates to supervise the visitation. And there was no request for non-disclosure of information, so that issue is not addressed by the court. Is there going to be a geographical restriction? I didn't hear any testimony on that issue.
We didn't take testimony on that, but it doesn't seem that it's necessary at this time.
Okay. All right, what we're talking about, Ms. Davis, in some orders, there is a geographical restriction. In other words, court may order that the child remain in El Paso County. However, if there's a need, such as educational or work history or work employment, that to leave El Paso County for those reasons, the restriction can be lifted. Do you have any present plans at this time to either move to El Paso for either educational purposes, such as go to college or anything like that, or work employment? Do you have any plans at this time?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and order that there be no geographical restriction. So if that need does arise, ma'am, you're free to move out of El Paso County.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I think that covers all the relationship issues. On child support obligations, what is the state's recommendation, Mr. Canal?
As we have testimony that Mr. Purchase is not incarcerated, out and about, able to work, but no hard wage data, state would recommend that support be set using the minimum wage presumption, setting child support at $205 per month, medical support at $113 per month, both to begin as of April 1st, 2021, continuing monthly thereafter. State will recommend that the child continue to be covered under the appropriate government health care assistance program, and that retroactive support be assessed for the past 4 years at $9,840 with a judgment as of today, and that a payback rate be ordered on that amount of $100 per month, also to begin April 1st, 2021 and monthly thereafter.
All right, the court will follow recommendations setting child support based on the minimum wage presumption. Medical support for the government insurance as recommended also, and grant a judgment for retroactive child support for the past 48 months as provided for in the Texas Family Code. Grant a judgment of $9,840, an additional $100 a month. All these payments are to commence on April 1st. And payments must be made through the registry of the court through the state disbursement unit. Right. Is there anything else, Mr. Canal, that I have not made a ruling on?
Only that the party did orally approve direct submission of the order, and therefore the state would request to be able to prepare it and give it directly to the court for signature.
Okay. All right, that's fine. The court, Mr. Canals will go ahead and prepare the order and submit it to me directly. So once I do receive it, I will sign it. The order will then be filed with the district clerk's office here in El Paso, Texas, and copies will be sent to the parties. All right, Ms. Davis, do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, I don't.
All right, okay. All right, well, that will conclude our hearing for today. Thank you for your appearance today, Ms. Davis. At this time, that concludes our hearing. Parties are excused. Thank you, Ms. Davis. Be safe, be careful out there.
Thank you, you too.